Hello everyone, and welcome to the 12th installment of Yid Talks. And today's topic is going to be the Wonders of Hashem. And I might have already had a title with that had to do with something very similar. And I thought about it, and I really feel like I might want to create a series of the Wonders of Hashem. It's such an important topic to be aware and to recognize the greatness and the wonders of God. And so we'll see what happens. Another thing that I thought of for Yid Talks, which I'm very excited for, is I'm starting to learn about editing skills, video editing skills, just kind of off the cuff, kind of amateur editing skills that I can hopefully bring to the audience a more enjoyable, entertaining experience rather than just looking at me the entire time. Hopefully have some graphics, some footage, and we'll see how it works. But I'm excited about that, and it's good to have kind of a forward momentum of thought with this project. It keeps me inspired and keeps me motivated to keep trying to turn out some good content for this channel. So today's topic is the Wonders of Hashem, and I was inspired by Birkas Hamazon, which is the blessings after bread that a person will say after eating bread. And the first blessing in Birkas Hamazon talks about how Hashem provides everyone with food. It says as follows in a few places, in two specific places. It says, Hazan es ha'olam kuloi b'tuvoi b'chein b'chesed u'v'rachamim, that God provides sustenance, provides food for the entire world in His kindness, in His grace, in His goodness, and in His mercy. And near the end of the first blessing, it talks about a very similar idea of umfarnes lakol, mitiv lakol, umechin mazon lakol b'rilsav, that Hashem He feeds all and He provides for all, and He is good to all, and He supplies food for all of His creation. Now, I got to thinking from that, and to really consider for a moment that the entire world is sustained by sustenance. We all need food and drink to survive and to continue on to another day. And it's not just human beings, it's animals, it's insects, it's marine life, it's bacteria. If you think about the entire food chain, the entire picture of the world, every living thing, all the Briel Sab, all of Hashem's creations, they all need to be sustained by food. And yet we see that they all are sustained by food. And the very fact that we have living things in this world is due to the fact that God provides food for us all. And of course, I had a thought in my own head, to think that there are hungry people in this world. In fact, the World Health Organization reports that, I guess at least the newest numbers that are out there, when I did a quick search on Google, is 815 million people in the world are undernourished and are hungry. And that's a big number. It's about 10% of the world population. But interestingly enough, I looked up, it was on U.S. News and Reports that showed me that just in America alone, not even considering the rest of the world, just in America alone, there's enough food to feed about 2 billion people per year, just on the food that's wasted in America. You look back at the number from the World Health Organization, 815 million people are hungry, 2 billion people approximately can be fed just by the wasted food in America. We see that more than double the wasted food can feed the hungry in this world. And that's an amazing fact, and it goes back to understanding that Hashem really can provide, has the ability to provide for enough food for every single living thing on this planet. And to sort of deepen this idea, a great book by the name of Chavos Halabavos, which is also The Duties of the Heart in English. It's an amazing book, and in his second chapter, It's called Shar HaBachina, the chapter of reflection. It's a very special chapter that discusses in depth the wonders of creation, the wonders that God provides for this world. And if I do begin a mini-series of sorts about the wonders of Hashem, I will certainly be referencing Chavos Lavos, duties of the heart, to help me along that path, because he goes through some unbelievable things about the world which God has set up to provide for his creations. But one that I wanted to share with my audience today is he specifically speaks about God providing sustenance for the world. He says as follows. He says, the ways of sustenance especially provided for each of the different kinds of living things are too numerous to mention. He doesn't even go on to mention that there's just too much. I started to speak about the fact that we're talking about anything down from even individual cells have to be fed. I remember in science class, the mitochondria, I think, was the energy part of the cell, and but there were, it's anthropomorphized when you see diagrams of the cell, but it's a literal factory. It is a factory of sustenance, even in a small cell. So you go from a living cell all the way up to man, and beyond. We think about trees, we think about flowers. Everything needs to be sustained somehow by a food source. And it's really an amazing thing to think about, because it doesn't have to be that we are all provided that. It doesn't have to be that there's a wide selection of energy and sustenance for all of God's creations. So the Chavos Levavos, duties at heart, continues, and he says, a wise person, when he contemplates them and understands their causes, will see in them the wisdom of the Creator's plan. It's something I haven't thought enough about to comment on, but it just comes to show us that the more we can think about the wonders of Hashem, not only will we develop a greater appreciation for everything that Hashem does for us, but according to the Chavos Levavos, we will actually increase our wisdom, we will increase our understanding and knowledge about the world around us. And he mentions a little bit earlier in the Sefer, in the book, in the second chapter, it says, when a man thinks of and contemplates the foundations of wisdom and reflects upon its manifestations, his superiority over the beast or over an animal, a behemoth, is in proportion to his understanding. This thought also is something to think more deeply upon. He goes on to mention that the person that doesn't reflect on such wonders of Hashem is actually worse off than the animal. And he brings Pesukim, he brings quotes from Torah to serve as a proof to that statement. But it's really a wonder to think about that the more we can contemplate, the more we can appreciate that which Hashem gives to us, the more wise we become. And I'm not exactly sure what the relationship between wisdom and gratitude is, but it seems like there is some kind of connection there that maybe I can explore in a further video. But I just wanted to bring this idea and the fact that it comes out in the first blessing of benching and of Birkas Hamazon, of the blessings after eating a meal. We're really meant to deepen the concept and the idea that we are constantly being sustained in life, and how we can hopefully use that as another tool in our toolbox to give thanks to Kadosh Baruch Hu, to give thanks to God, to give thanks to everything that He provides for us, and to hopefully help us increase our wisdom, in the world around us, to go through life in a more appreciative, knowledgeable, wise way. Thank you, everybody, and have a great night.